Hello everyone and welcome back for another video of my self-taught watchmaker journey. So first of all, I want to thank you all for subscribing to my channel, following my journey and watching my videos, of course. The previous video, it was with making the hands. One thing I noticed that people, they are more interested in helping them doing something rather than showing them how I make my watches. I took this analytics basically based on the views that I have on YouTube, and I noticed that I have more views regarding pad printing and regarding something that helps them to achieve something or to do something. So that being said, I will try in this video again to cover everything there is to know about pad printing, what laser you should use, what cliches you should use, what you have to consider when you do it, what you have to, how shall I say it, what you don't have to do basically, and what you have to do. Okay, so that being said, let's get to it. So what we have here now, it's one cliche, and this is the other cliche. And this is just a dial that I will be showing you guys how you can do pad printing on this dial. This basically I just painted now is just again, it's just a demo dial. Basically, I'm not gonna be using this dial, but this is just for experiment purposes. So first things first, I'm gonna break it down to you exactly what you have to do and what I learned in 2 years. I know the pad printing is very, very difficult, and it is very difficult because a lot of people, they do not show it, and a lot of watchmakers out there, they don't want to show and they don't want to share with anyone anything about pad printing. Well, first things first, the reason why they don't do it, it is quite difficult to explain. Very, very, very difficult to explain. The things that you have to consider when you do pad printing, and honestly, I'm not even there yet. I'm not saying that I'm there yet. There are so many factors that you have to consider when you do pad printing, and I'm not there yet. I'm not on the watchmaker level. I am on a level, but I can't say that I'm on a watchmaker level. So like I said, that being said, I'm gonna break it down to you. I'm gonna write them on the screen, exactly the steps that you have to do when you do watchmaking, or when you do pad printing, sorry. So first things first, I had someone reaching out to me. Well, this video is addressed to him especially, and for some other people. I had someone reaching out to me that he asked me something that you need a different setting for this, for example, for numbers or for something like that, and you need a different setting for this. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but this one, it is different. Basically, this is for the small writing, for the logo and everything. To answer that, yes, you do need different setting for this, and you do need different setting for this. So first of all, the breakdown to you, one, it's you do need different setting for this one. So basically this one has to be a bit deeper. As you all know, fiber laser, because I'm using fiber laser to do my cliches, fiber laser is not that like CNC machine. So CNC machine has the depth within the software. I know because I used a CNC machine before this. The problem with CNC machine is not very accurate, and the tip kind of tend to break, especially for this stainless steel. You kind of need a proper CNC machine. It kind of depends on you guys. I mean, cliches, they come in different varieties. They come all sorts of, you have this metal, you have the other one that is much bigger and is painted or whatever. You kind of have to think that you're talking about microns. So all of them, all of the cliches out there, all of them, they are microns. Do not ask me the depth of this. When you talk about fiber laser, you talk about setting, you're not talking about depth. If you talk about CNC machine, yes, you do talk about depth. But on this one, you just talk about setting, and it takes a long time. I will just post a picture here up on the top. I will show you how many of these I have before achieving what I have now, what I achieve now. So let me just show you an example, because I still have them. I still have some of them actually. This is one. This is one batch out of many. I will post, like I said, I will post a picture here on the top to just show you how many of these I have ruined. I'm actually lucky they are not that expensive, so you get this plate and you can use it. Sometimes you can use it on both sides, but sometimes you can't. For example, as you can see, when I buy them only for one side. The other one comes as a bonus basically. Sometimes I can use it, sometimes I can't. For example, this one has a big scratch here, so this one I can't use. But for example, on this one I can use this side as well, and I can use this one. As you can see, it's sealed, so I can use both sides. It kind of depends on the luck. So yeah, like I said, this is one thing that you have to consider. First of all, you need a lot of cliches, like a lot, bunch of them. When I say a lot, I mean just buy around 10, 20 in one go to just experiment. I don't know if you can see, I will have to put the other lens later on and I will show you. All of them comes, as you can see here, you can see a tiny bit. I can't really zoom because these are the lenses for distance. But here I have the writing to just remember which one is which. So the writing there is the power, the speed, the frequency, and the pass. All of them, they are written there. I experimented a lot. With the depth and everything. Like I said, it's not really the depth, is the setting more, but I experimented a lot with the settings to find the right setting to make this proper. So this is one. One is this. Experiment so many things on the cliche, experiment so many settings and everything, and then you will get there. Second is the ink. Of course, the ink, I'm not gonna be able to share it. Sorry guys. Like I said in the previous videos, if you do want the ink, you can message me and I will give it to you. I do not want to share the ink because first of all, they are based in UK, and second, I do not want to do free advertising for them. Honestly, that's the only reason. It's no secret whatsoever. The only reason why I'm not sharing the link on the video, I do not know, probably in 5 years from now my video will just blow and I will have 100,000 views or whatever, and because of that I will just do free advertising. I do not want to do free advertising. That's the only reason why I'm not sharing. I will be happy to share it if you send me a message. It's no problem whatsoever. So like I said, the ink, yes, it does a different viscosity for this and a different viscosity for this, and probably a different viscosity for how many levels you want to put. So as you can see, this is one ink. The way I know it is because this one is leaking all over, because you have to shake it all the time, and when you shake it all the time, the cap, basically, you know how it goes. And this one is the thicker one. This one is thin and this one is thick. This is the way I know them apart because of this. It will be nice for you. I mean, it will be... I'm not really very organized, honestly, when it comes to watches. They are all over the place, but it will be nice to just put a label. Okay, so like I said, second is the ink. Let's talk about the ink now. What you have to know about the ink changes with the temperature in where you are, basically how is in your workshop. If it's freezing cold, then it changes, the viscosity is changing. If it's hot, the viscosity is changing. So you kind of have to keep an eye on the viscosity all the time, and you have to experiment. The viscosity, it is very, very, very important. If you do it very thin, then it will not work. Not only that, let's just say it will not stamp. No, it will just not work. The letters will not be okay, and so on. If you do it too thick, again, it will not work. It will not even cover. For example, if you use it for this one with the logo, and if you use this one which is thicker, will not work whatsoever. It will not even show. Probably it will show just the tiny thing, the bigger parts in the logo. That's it. The smaller parts, they will not even print. So you do need different viscosities for one and different for one. Another thing that you have to consider when you talk about ink, white works the best. If you're planning to experiment with something, experiment with white. Not with black, not with anything, with white. Well, I noticed that white for my ink, I don't know, inks, again, there are so many varieties of inks. You can actually find this one is a multi-purpose pad printing ink. Very strong, very good. That's why I'm not sharing the link, because probably in the future, when I will have more subscribers, I will do like an agreement with them, a collaboration or whatever, and I will be able to share the link. But it is a very good ink. It does not fade away. It does not wipe with anything that you're trying to wipe it. It does not wipe. Even if you use a white spirit, it doesn't fade away. Very, very good. Dries very quick. For example, this dial, I painted with that, and I literally just painted like, I don't even know, 10 minutes ago, and it's already dry, and you can already touch it. So very, very, very good. Again, with the ink, like I said, every color has different viscosities. Just keep that in mind, which is very, very important. The reason why I'm working with white is because my dials, they are very colorful, and white you use for black or for anything that's colorful. Black you use for something else. What I noticed that black does not work like white. So I don't know if you noticed that many watchmakers out there and many other companies, all of the big companies, they use either white or black. And it is a reason for that. Color normally goes a bit different. You need different viscosity. You need different setting. Let's just say it's sort of like basically like tattoo artists. You know, like tattoo artists, for example, they focus more on black and white. And you have other ones that they focus more on color. It is exactly the same thing with this. So if you're planning to experiment and try new things and try the cliches and everything, try with white. Another colors, again, they will come a bit further, a bit later. Even I'm not really there yet. I do with red, I did with orange. But every time when you do with a different color, you have to place it on the white. It's a must that you have to place it on the white. So for example, if you're planning to stamp blue color, even if you're planning to stamp, for example, on this one, let's just say if you're planning to stamp orange, you do have to stamp white first and then orange on the top. It is very important, because if you place orange straight on blue, then the orange will not be that bright. So keep that in mind. So like I said, with colors, it is very, very difficult. First thing, you have to try with white. The viscosity, when you do it for different colors, you have to make sure you do it the same. Forget about the scale, forget about everything. You kind of have to do it by the eye. So if you're using a scale, for example, because I've seen some people out there on YouTube, they tell you like, you have to use a scale and you have to remember and you have to just take notes. That's bullshit, honestly. Because the ink for white, when I bought the ink, is much thinner than the black, for example. So even if you use a scale, even if you use a thinner, for example, if you dilute this on the, let's just say you put 50 grams of thinner in this one, if you put 50 grams of thinner in black, it will not be the same. Black, for example, it comes a solid block of paint. You can't even pour it. This is how strong it is. Red as well is much thicker than this but much thinner than black, if it makes sense. So it's all about testing, and it's all about intoxicating yourself with so many chemicals. So keep in mind, wear a mask, because it is very important. So that being said, when you talk about ink, you kind of have to, let's just say, experiment and experiment and experiment. Why you have to experiment first, it's with white. So that's all about the ink. If you have any questions about the ink and about everything, just leave a comment and I will be happy to answer. Another thing which is important, so this is the second thing that you have to consider. Another thing that you have to consider is the scraper. Very, very, very important. The scraper is the most important thing ever. For this particular one, it is okay to use this one. This one has a blade. You can find it on Amazon, this one. I will try to leave a link for every single thing below in the comments. Like I said, I'm afraid I will not be able to share the link for the ink, but for every single thing I will try to leave a link below. Probably even for this one, but this one I don't think it matters that much. This one you can actually find them on eBay if you have the same machine that I have. I will get later to the machine as well. So like I said, the scraper, again, very important. The blade changes. The blade has two sides. You can use this one and you can use the other one as well. Blades will last you forever, honestly. You kind of have to be careful how you use the pressure and everything. Again, the pressure, very important. Do not use it too flat. Do not use it like this. Again, you do have to find the angle. Again, experiment, experiment, and experiment. On and on and on. You have to think about one thing. I've been doing pad printing now for 2 years and I'm not even to the level of a proper watchmaker. Honestly, you will think that I am. I mean, the way you see it, I am, because probably most of my subscribers, they are at the beginning, they try to experiment with pad printing and stuff like that, but I am not there yet. Okay. So that being said, so these 3 things that you have to consider. First is the cliche, second is the paint, third is the scraper. Another thing that you have to consider is the fiber laser. So I had a lot of people asking me about the fiber laser. Well, the fiber laser that I'm using, it's a comb marker before 20 watts. I'm using 20 watts because I'm making the dials as well and I'm cutting the dials. If you're planning to do it only for the cliches, well, I think a 5 watts will be enough because you're talking about microns here. The settings probably it will be a bit different for the other one, but it works with 5 watts. 100% it works. Once it engraves on metal, then it works. Probably you just have to find your own settings, but for the ones that they have the same fiber laser that I do, a 20 watts fiber laser, I will try to share the settings as well. I will have to put the other lens for you guys to see the setting that I have written here, and I will share the setting with you guys, and you can actually copy the setting, and I guarantee you that it will work. So that being said, I will put the other lens now. Okay, so I am back. I put this lens, that's a macro lens. So this is the setting, let's just see. So 38 is the size of the dial, just for me to remember. 6p is a pass, 45p is power, and 50 is frequency. This is for this particular one that has letters or numbers or whatever. So these are the settings. I guarantee you, if you do use the correct focus and the correct everything, you will manage with these settings. Again, if you have a fiber laser that is 20 watts. This video is for someone that has a fiber laser that is 20 watts. I do not know the other ones. Every fiber laser is different, and every fiber laser has more power, more everything, and probably with a stronger fiber laser you need different settings. So do not copy these settings if you have a fiber laser, let's just say 50 watts. Another one is this. Let me focus. So this one, again, as you can see, is 38, same like the other one, but this time is 9 pass and 35 power and 60 frequency. This is for this, basically for tiny things. I don't know if I can actually focus because it is quite difficult to focus when 1 second to put on manual. So this one is for this, basically. As you can see, it has tiny things. Again, with this one you will have to experiment yourself between 1 second again to focus. Yeah, so you will have to experiment yourself between the power, basically. The power probably it will be different. So I have here 35 power, 60 frequency. So 60 frequency for this type of for these logos and everything that is small, you should use 60 frequency. 9 pass, that I guarantee you that works, but with the power you have to experiment between 30 and 35. 35, I think the one that I use, this one, should be enough. So yeah, that's the setting that I'm using for mine, for my thing, for this one, for example. These are the settings, and these are the settings for this particular one as well. Again, so that's all there is to know about path printing, and now I will be showing you exactly how this one will work out. And because I have this dial here, this is the one for that dial. This one is the older one, but as you can see here, it has a space basically where the logo should be. And I will be showing you guys exactly how I put the logo and everything on this dial. Okay, so I will have to put the path printing machine and talk about the path printing machine as well. Okay, so now I switch to my phone to just explain to you exactly what you have to do and exactly what machine does. Again, this one I improvise myself with this thing that goes all the way to the top like this. And basically this is the machine that I improvise, and this is exactly the machine that you can find on AliExpress or eBay or whatever. It goes for around, again, I will post a link for this machine as well, because I had a lot of people asking me where I got the machine from, and I will post a link. But again, that's just an idea. You kind of have to search, because there are some of them that they cost £500 and there are some of them that they cost £160. One thing that you have to consider when you get this one, you kind of have to calculate the import charges as well. I do not remember if I paid import charges for it within UK. Probably you have to, probably you don't have to. No idea whatsoever. It's heavy as unbelievable. It has around 10 kilos or whatever, probably even more. I have no clue. It is quite heavy. It is tiny, as you can see. Very, very good. I mean, considering that I don't really have much space, it is quite good. This one, like I said, I made it myself. This one spins there, you said. This one from here goes left and right. This one from here goes up and down. In the middle, it is very, very important to know where the middle is. So in the middle, normally this thing comes with a like a M4 screw or whatever, or M5, something like this, only bigger. So I had to improvise to put something in the middle to know exactly where the middle is. The rubber, very, very important. As you all know, quite difficult to find a proper pad printing rubber, the silicone pad. The thing is, with this one, I was lucky to find it on AliExpress. Again, I will post a link for this one as well. I was actually very lucky to find this one. It is quite good. You have to clean it, and it is very, very important to clean it. And when I say very important, every single tiny impurity that it has at the bottom, the pad printing will not work. So very, very important to clean this, and clean it with water and water only. Do not use any sort of detergents. It is a silicone, so you kind of have to think that you should not use chemicals, you should not use anything. Wipe every time, wipe this one proper to not break the pad, because it is very important. What else I have here? I told you about these ones. This one I had to improvise, and as you can see, because they are quite, I don't know how they are cut. You see, it's not leveled here, it's not even, but you kind of have to work with what you have. So that's it about the machine. I will try to post a link for almost every single thing except this one. This one I don't think I will be posting a link, because I'm planning in the future to make them and sell them. I'm still experimenting with this particular thing, not really too happy with it. The plan is to put some screws here and to have something to just keep it in place, because, for example, if I go up and down, this one moves as well. Not supposed to be like that, but anyway. Okay, so enough chatting. I will show you exactly how you can print it. One thing that you have to keep in mind, and it is very, very, very important, start with this small start. If you're doing with two of them, for example, if you're planning to put numbers or Roman numerals or whatever, like I explained before, you will have to use two cliches. It is a must. You should not use the same cliche for everything if you have this type of machine. They do work for some other machines, but not for this one. This one, you have to use two different cliches, different depth for this, different depth for the other one, like I explained before. And you start with the tiny one first. The reason why you start with the tiny one first, with the logo and the writing and everything, the reason for that is, once you put this one, for example, if you start with the numbers first, if you put this one on the top, the numbers take a bit longer to dry and you will squish everything. So keep in mind, if you're doing the numbers before, give it a bit of a rest. I would say 10-15 minutes or something like that, or try to like blow air on it or whatever to dry completely. But the way I notice it, I noticed for my own mistakes, I noticed that this one is way better to start with. Okay, so that being said, let me show you exactly how I do it. So first things first, what you have to do is just remove this one, wipe everything very good, wipe this one very good, wipe the dial very good, wipe absolutely everything. Like I said, every single speck of dust will actually ruin everything. Okay, so now that the phone is placed proper, I will take 1 second. You will need to use the same, is the thinner that you use for thinning the ink. This is what you're using to wipe the cliches. Sorry for the video being too long. These things you can't really explain in parts, so I'm afraid that this video, it is long, but it is long for a reason. you see all of those clips on Instagram or Facebook or even YouTube where they show you how they pad printing and stuff like that when they do pad printing, and you're kind of left out only with that image. They don't really explain everything that you have to consider, and they do not tell you absolutely anything when it comes to pad printing. They just show it to you that they can do it. Well, happy days that they can do it. That's not really helping that much. So if you're planning to do pad printing, which this is the most difficult thing when you talk about watchmaking, you should watch the whole video. Do not try to skip, because every single thing in pad printing very important. Okay, so this is the thinner paint. As you can see, is very liquidy, like very, let me see if you can actually see. Yeah, you can see. I start from here. It is very important to start to cover all of these points of reference, all the markings. So when you do it with the scraper, let me just try to put this one a bit like this. Let's see if I cover everything. Yeah, I cover everything. So the scraper has to be clean, so you have to clean it on both sides. Let's just say everything has to be clean, but for the purpose of this video and for just me showing this to you, I'm not really cleaning all of it. I mean, I did not wash this one, but you should wash it, let it dry naturally. Do not use anything to dry it. Probably you can use a blow dry, not a blow dryer, like a I don't know, like an air blower or whatever, but do not use anything. Do not use a blow dryer. Do not use heat, because this one gets it's silicone, so it gets very soft. If it's wet, it will not work. So let's just say wash it before, like an hour before you start everything, and just let it dry naturally to not have any dust on it. So now I will start by doing this. So as you can see, it worked from first try. And now what I have to do is just try to find it the right way. What I'm doing now is just for you guys to see. So this is the way it looks so far. And now I will take this one off. Just remember, you clean everything very well. You need one of these as well. You place it here, give it a bit of some taps like this. So this is this. This one stays here with some sticky tape. I mean, you need to hold it in place, and you need to hold it in place very good, because if you do two stampings, for example, you will need it to be in place. So now I will put the final one. Honestly, I do not even know if this cliche is meant for this dial, honestly, but I'm just gonna do it no matter what, just to show you guys. Okay, so one thing you have to consider when you do this, like as you can see, I did not really adjusted it proper. This cliche apparently is not made for this one, because you can see here, let me just take this phone from here. As you can see, these lines here, for example. You can cover that one, but that's not really the point. I just wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you the mistakes that they are the most common. As you can see, this here is quite even, is quite almost even. It's not really on center, but look at this one, how off it is. Why is it like that? It's because it's not centered proper and is not spin. It's not necessary. As you can see, these lines, and look where this is. This is supposed to be here, but here on the top, let's see if I can focus. Here on the top, it's almost exactly in place. So that means you kind of have to spin the dial from this. I did not spin it because, like I said, that's not really the point of this video. The point of this video is showing you what are the most common mistakes. So if you see this problem, if you see here being centered, but here not being centered, is because of that. You have to spin it, and that's why it's very important to be in the middle. Not consider only left, right, up and down. You have to consider the circle as well when you spin it, because, for example, as you can see, if you really look closely, is not straight. Here is much higher, here is much lower. Is because of that. You have to spin the dial. That being said, this is one mistake that you have to consider. Now I will show you how I put the Roman numerals, just for you to see exactly how it is. Again, I do not know if it will be centered or whatnot, but that's not really the point. The point is for you guys to see exactly how it looks and what you should not do, basically. Again, when I place this logo here, to see it much better, you can place it twice. You can stamp it twice, and you can even stamp it 3 times. It kind of depends on how obvious you want it to be. And now we place this one again. This one has to be placed all the time. So every time when you do something, only if you stamp it twice in the same place, you do not have to put this one again. But if you're changing the cliches, you always have to put that one. So that's the reason why I said that you should start with the logo first, because that one is much smaller and it dries much quicker. And then you start with this one. So this ink is the other ink, is the much thicker ink, like I said. And I will show you how thick it is. Let's see if I can zoom out. So you see this one drops a bit slower, and you can actually see that it's much thicker the way it spreads. So you can see all the numbers, they went proper, except the 12. The way you see it, that's not gonna be a problem, because when you do it twice, it will work. So I'm just gonna do it now, just for you guys to see what it means if you do not clean everything very well. If you do not clean the pad, if you do not wipe the cliche, and if you do not clean the dial, what it means and what impurities you will be able to see. And this is the way it is if you're not scraping it right. As you can see, the numbers, they are not. Now, 1 second to try to focus to this one a bit better. So you see the numbers, they are not proper. I mean the Roman numerals. Is because I did not scrape it on a certain angle. And another thing why this happens if you do not wipe the cliche proper, and if you do not dry it proper, because once you wipe it with the thinner, some things they still remain, so you kind of have to wipe it proper, and because of that this happened. But it's okay because I can place it one more time. And there you have it, much better. At the first sight, it looks okay, right? I mean, it looks with no problems whatsoever. With the naked eye, you don't really have a problem with it. Everything is smooth, everything is okay, the way it should be. And I will show in a second, because I know for sure that it has problems even without looking at it. Because every time when you do something like this, you have to look at it with the magnifying glass. You do not just look at it. You use magnifying glass for every single thing that you're doing. So when the 12 goes the way this one, when it happens, for example, like this, you do it again. You do it again from top to bottom. It is quite of a weird angle from top to bottom, honestly. You kind of have to know how you should, how you scrape it. Sometimes I have to stand for this. And now it's much better. I'm gonna do just one more from top to bottom, and that should be enough. And then we can actually go on the macro lens to just show you exactly the mistakes and everything. When you do this, you have to remember the pressure for every single stamp. Remember the pressure, remember the angle, remember absolutely everything. The way you did it first time, this is the way you have to do it all the time. And that's about it. There you have it. That's done. Let me zoom in for you guys to see. You see, that's done. I will get to the macro lens just to show you exactly what mistake it has, and if it has. Okay, so there you have it. Let's see the mistakes. So this one is good. This one, as you can see, not that good. This one, it's okay. This is okay. This, again, not really that good. This one, so far, it's okay. This one is okay. This one is okay. This is okay. This one has a tiny bit of thing, as you can see it. Let's see if I can show it to you guys. Let's see, where is it? So as you can see, it has some things on the, some impurities. This is what happens if you don't clean it. That one has something on the V. Again, some impurities. Let's see this one. This one is okay. This one, again, some impurities on the V. Let's see on this. as you can see, is not even, it's way off. And this one, it is a bit, but you can see is again is not straight. But this is it. This is just an example for you to see the mistakes and everything. The whole thing is here. The Roman numerals, they are quite centered the way they should be, give or take. But yeah, this is all you have to know about path printing. Like I said, at the first sight, it looks okay. So if you do not use macro lens and if you're just using it like this, it's okay, except the writing, of course. But the Roman numerals, they are quite good. If you look at them like this, if this thing focus. So if you look at it like this, it looks nice, it looks okay, not really that much. I mean, you can actually do it yourself very easy if you do not want your standards to be very high. Another thing, I put 4 stamps on it. You saw the way I put 4 stamps on it. Let me show you exactly from a side. Let's see if I can actually show it to you. You see, it is a bit, it has a bit of a 3D shape sort of thing. It kind of stands out. So that's why it's okay to use more layers. If you use more layers, then your numbers, they will be, let's just say, they will stand out a bit more. So that's about it for the video today. I really hope you enjoyed the video and I really hope you watched the full video. It is very important, sorry, because it's for being so long, but you need to know the mistakes and you need to know what you have to do for you to have this type of, like, the writing and everything to be so clear. I showed you the settings and I showed you everything. I do not know what else can I show you. If you have any other questions, just please ask me. I will be happy to respond to all of the questions that you have. But at the moment, that's about it. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for following my journey, and I will see you guys very soon.